The transatlantic slave trade, which took place from the 16th to the 19th centuries, involved the forced transportation of millions of Africans across the Atlantic Ocean to the Americas. Several African countries played a significant role in this trade as suppliers of captives. It's essential to understand that the involvement of African countries in the slave trade was complex and multifaceted, often driven by various factors such as politics, economics, and warfare. Here is a list of some African regions and countries that were involved in the transatlantic slave trade. West Africa. 1. The region encompassing present-day countries such as Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and Cameroon was a major source of slaves for the transatlantic trade. 2. Various factors contributed to their involvement, including political rivalries, tribal conflicts, and European demand for labor in the Americas. Central Africa. 1. Regions in present-day countries such as the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Angola, and Congo were involved in the transatlantic slave trade. 2. The region's proximity to the Atlantic Ocean and European coastal settlements made it an accessible source of captives for slave traders. East Africa. 1. Swahili city-states along the eastern coast of Africa, such as Zanzibar and Kilwa, played a role in the slave trade. 2. These city-states were involved in the Indian Ocean slave trade, supplying captives to markets in the Middle East and the Indian Ocean region. It's crucial to note that the slave trade was driven primarily by European demand for labor in the Americas and was sustained through the cooperation of African leaders, merchants, and traders who engaged in capturing and selling enslaved individuals. African involvement in the slave trade should not be seen as justifying the institution of slavery or diminishing the responsibility of European powers and slave traders who profited from this inhumane practice. It's also important to recognize that while these regions were involved in the transatlantic slave trade, the entire African continent and its people suffered greatly from this tragic and brutal chapter in history.